Hello and welcome back to the Weighted Native Chronicles. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. You know, a lot of you see these videos for gun channels and stuff like that, and hunting channels, and maybe you wonder a little bit how we do this. Like, really, we're not big, complicated setups as a rule. It's just kind of guys in their house doing things. I mean, there's some higher end channels that got the bucks, but I thought you might be interested in seeing how we have things set up here. Like, for instance, what do I got back here? You know, I can, in truth, I can put any kind of background back there. This is nothing fancy, but I think I'll show you how we're set up here, and where we do the work for working on guns and stuff like that. Now, what I'm going to show you is also reloading room. YouTube doesn't allow us to show anybody how to do reload ammunition. So I had to take all that content off this channel and I put it on Rumble. So if you're ever looking for some advice on reloading, go to Rumble. I'll put a link in the description for that. But we'll just take, just for the fun of it, let's just kind of see what's going on here in my humble circumstances here. I'm going to just take this camera off and I'm going to hand it to my wife. There she is, and she will take care of things from here. You got me there? Okay. So this is how I'm set up here. You know, we got just a couple of lights and a tripod, and right over here is where I have the gun room. So this is just a very simple setup. It's not like the way most people are set up, but you know, I've got a few guns out here that I'm cleaning, and that's my gun cabinet that I have over here, so we can see that a little better. I have some various guns. This is my pride and joy. This one here, Remington XP 100, and I made the stock for this gun from scratch myself, out of a single chunk of cherry wood, and it's sort of my prized possession in a lot of ways. I mean, the second most prized possession, if not the most, would be this Ruger number 1, and this is chambered in 45 120. It's a custom made rifle. Very beautiful, and we've been bringing down moose with this rifle pretty regularly. The other guns are more 243s, 30-30, double barrel shotgun, stuff like that. Of course, you got to have yourself a mare's leg too, and then we got the Model 29 with a 10 5/8 inch barrel, another fine gun, and various ones. You know, there's a Security 6 with a 2 3/4 inch barrel, and a Model 617 Smith & Wesson 22 caliber. And just, this is where I keep my molds. These are molds that I just got here from Arsenal Molds and Brass. Keep all my stuff organized here, these little drawers. And then we have all this equipment sits around here. You know, the bullets as I cast them. I keep them in these little separated bins, which have movable dividers. And yeah, make my own gas checks, all kinds of stuff. Keep everything all organized on these shelves. And what really makes this thing work too is about 40 years ago, I built this reloading bench. I actually have some plans for it, and maybe I'll put my email address at the end of this video, so that if you want to have plans on how to make this reloading bench, you can get them off me just by sending me an email to that address. But when I'm lubing bullets, I'm sitting on this side here, and that's where I'm trimming cases. Here's my melting pot, so then I have the chair positioned over here, and a little foot pedal so I can let the open the spigot. So I just sit here and I cast my bullets. While I'm doing that, then I have a little table over here that folds out with a cloth on it to cushion the fall of the bullets as they come down. And in order to vent the pot, I have this opening here, which I can just open the window, and I put this, hook that to that hole, and I can vent it. The way I do the power the venting is by this old washing machine motor, or I think it's a dryer motor. Dryer motor. So that then sucks all this stuff up there like this. So it does a pretty good job of drawing the fumes up. So perfectly safe like this. My scale sits on top of here when I'm working. So I have my powder drop here, my scale, and I sit over here when I'm measuring out gunpowder, and then I can make my periodic weighing of the charges that are being thrown. So I'm sitting on this. Here, I'll turn that off. So I just sit here on this table, and I can work with the scale. I can work with the powder measure. You know, so I have the little, these are filled already, but whether I have long cases or not, I can just fit them under there, bang, bang, drop a charge, and then everything moves from left to right, so you don't double charge anything. And if I want to seat the bullets, maybe I'll put some glasses on here. So here I have a fully charged case, and I can just take one of the bullets that I cast using this and sized using the lubricizer on the other side. And the cases are already flared to get the bullet just started a little bit. And you notice how I have things set up here. You want to have your press offside set to your right, because you're going to be drawing the handle down all the time. So I have, in fact, a little footrest here just for that purpose, because you sit at this reloading bench for long periods of time, and it's really nice to have a bit of a footrest. So that's basically all there's to it when it comes to using this table. It's so, as I said before, I'm not telling you how to reload because YouTube thinks that's dangerous. You know, people might start thinking they're independent and don't need the government, I guess. But figured I'd just pass that along to you, give you a little background on what we're doing around here. You can see, for instance, these are, my wife is a native. She makes gun cases, moccasins, all kinds of stuff. So it all kind of fits in. I got my lead supply down here. So that's all with wheel weights. Got it separated. The stick-on wheel weights, they're over on the left. They're called SOWW. That's pure lead. And then I got wheel weights that has some antimony and tin in it. And I mixed that with some linotype and some 50-50 solder and wind up with these alloyed ingots that I use for dropping in the pot, and then I melt those down to cast the bullets. So, you know, if any of you, not everybody has seen how bullets are cast, but basically, I don't know how well you can see this, but basically it's like that, eh? So here, I'll just put it in the light here. So you have your little cavities in there, and you close that, and close the lid, and then you pour into each of these holes the molten lead and let it sit for a few seconds while it hardens, and then you take a mallet and you break that cutoff plate and it cuts it off nice and flush at the end. Then you open it and you just tap it and the bullets just fall right out of it. So that's sort of how this system works. These are the rest of my molds. Reloaders tend to have a lot of molds. You know, you got to have lots of primers on hand. I got another cabinet that's locked that has all the gunpowder in it. But for the most part, that's kind of how we do it here at the Weighted Native Chronicles. And I want to thank my dear wife here for holding the camera for us. Let's see, where is she? There she is. So when you see me standing with a background, that's my little production studio here. So, from Weighted Native Chronicles, from me and the missus, we'll catch you next time. Did you like this video? If you did, I think you're going to like this one right over here. So check it out. And I appreciate your subscribing if you haven't done so already. Remember to do that while you're watching this next video. Click like, it all helps us out for this channel. Catch you next time.